Hi everyone, very good afternoon to you and welcome to Mugello. Here we are then in the rain for Ferrari Challenge North America, the final races of our 2025 season, where we enjoy the non-typical Tuscan weather, I would suggest. So we have really exciting races to come, made ever more exciting by virtue of the fact that we've got all of the categories coming into the two races over this weekend. I'll explain more in just a moment. Let's give you our formal welcome right now. So there you have it then, our formal welcome to Mugello on behalf of everyone involved with Ferrari Challenge North America. So, as I was saying then, all categories, all mixed in the same race. So we've got Trofeo Pirelli cars, Trofeo Pirelli Am cars. We've got Shell cars and Shell Am as well. We've been to Sonoma. Goodness, that seems a long time ago I was there. Daytona, Miami, Indianapolis, Watkins Glen, Laguna Seca, and here we are then for the final rounds here in Mugello with championships still up for grabs in Pirelli, Pirelli Am, Shell and Shell Am. You can actually hear the rain beating down, and it's going to be very difficult for our drivers to contend with this. Track temperature 16 degrees, air temperature 18 degrees. Now, I'm not suggesting the drivers can't deal with the grip issues. Of course they can, they're racing drivers. Its visibility is a nightmare. Everyone will have the same though, and we are starting behind the safety car. I suspect we'll do 2 laps behind the safety car before the cars will be released. And heading into this. Let's go on board with the collection Ferrari of Miami driver Dylan Medler. Dylan then, you can see on his screen in the middle of the dashboard, start behind the safety car. They have a rear view screen rather than an internal rear view mirror because the safety bulkhead means that you cannot place a rear view mirror. Well, you could, but all you would see is the front end of a bulkhead. So that's the reason why we have the rear view screen, which the drivers are able to access, and it says, and every driver suggests that they see more of a wider, a comprehensive view than they would do if it was a typical rear view mirror. This is Johnny Kaminsky, Ferrari Challenge Trofeo Pirelli driver. Brian Kaminsky, his father. Johnny Kaminsky, I met for Ferrari of Long Island some time ago, and Brian's been a regular competitor in the Ferrari Challenge, and Johnny is a real talent. There is no question about that. And Johnny Kaminsky then is in, and as you can see, he's qualified P1. Massimo Perina will be going from P2, and Massimo Perina is in gun seat when it comes to the Trofeo Pirelli Drivers' Championship. And then we see Rafael Duran, who's not only raced in North America, but has raced in Europe also. So, yeah, lots of drivers to get through. It's a big grid. There's 27 drivers. Here is Rafael Duran then for the collection, and Rafael has also raced alongside his father Alberto. Talking of Alberto, so just inside my studio I can see the legendary Alberto Borghini, who's refusing to come and join me on the air, which I think is a bit rude. We have great fun together. I so enjoy working with him. You can see I don't know what the point of the tyre trolleys on the grid were. There is just no chance of being on slicks, is there? You know, that is proper wet. Delighted to say alongside me is someone that I wasn't expecting. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello,
and,
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Oh, sorry, we're looking at Dylan Medler, our collection driver there. Dylan Medler, incidentally, is about 7 foot tall. Alongside me is John Evans. John is one of our fantastic esports racers. I hope I've got that right, John. Otherwise, I'm going to look like a complete fool, aren't I?
You're right. I'm an F1 esports driver.
You are.
Ferrari.
And from a great country as well, John, may I say.
Yes, a fantastic country. Brilliant. The best in the business.
John, you know, to be an esports driver, fantastic. You're clearly talented, clearly very, very good. To be a Ferrari esports driver is something very, very special indeed. Got to be the pinnacle of your career thus far.
Yes, yes. I think it's going to be hard to top when you say thus far. Obviously, it's in motorsport, it's the team to be in, it's the pinnacle. We've had a lot of success this year already, being with Ferrari.
Okay.
We've won 3 teams championships across this F1 season.
Wow.
And against other F1 sim racing teams as well, so some of the best in the business. So it's been a really good year in preparation for hopefully the actual sim racing championship later this year, hopefully.
The pressure must be enormous, even in, esports is so competitive. It's so, and I was saying to one of your esports driver colleagues earlier on today on the air that, where once motorsport, the only route into it was kart racing. It's far from the case now. Esports forms such a huge part of a driver's development, and it is so competitive. You must be so proud of what you've done, even so far.
Yeah, I think it's only going to hopefully grow as well with esports. Obviously, real-life racing, everyone knows, is expensive. And esports, hopefully, is going to offer a path even more in the future for people who don't have the money to get into it.
Would you say it's fair, and I've said this a lot in my glittering broadcast career, that we've seen so many talented drivers that potentially fall by the wayside because of the depth of their pockets? And I think that's why what you're saying makes a lot of sense. Here is a route where you don't necessarily have to have the big bucks to be able to do it.
Yeah, 100%. I think COVID 2020, that gave it the biggest boost we kind of asked for, and now it's kind of trying to build on that, let more people know about it, and hopefully, like I say, with technology growing, it's only going to get more realistic and become more like real life, to eventually, hopefully, it becomes a copy-paste. And like we say, people that don't have the cash, karting's already expensive, let alone going into F4, F3, F2, any of these racing. So, I really do hope it encourages people.
Where's home for you in the UK?
Just London.
Proper boy. Proper boy. That's all I'm going to say. Right, let's try and enjoy this race together then. So here we have the Ferrari Challenge. It's tentacles spread. It's such a global series. Obviously Europe, obviously North America. We're talking about a North American race. Australasia, the UK, Japan, and as announced this week, we'll be heading into the Middle East as well from next year with another regional series of the Ferrari Challenge. So really does spread around the world. The North America series finishes this weekend here in Tuscany and Mugello. Their final 2 races of the championship will be completed here. And I've been privileged to be the voice of Ferrari Challenge in North America for a number of years. Didn't do it this year because we had lots of clashes with Europe and the UK as well. Although I did go to Sonoma right at the beginning of the season. The racing is uber competitive in North America, as it is in all of the Ferrari Challenge regions. But this is going to be fantastic. What is very unusual is we don't often see Pirelli Am, Shell and Shell Am all in the same race, with very difficult grip conditions, very difficult visibility conditions. Not saying anything, but let's hold on to any loose clothing that you may have, because I think it could be quite an exciting race, that's for sure. 30 minutes plus 1 lap. Visibility is going to be a nightmare. Is this something that you experience in esports as well? Do they replicate that?
Yes.
Oh, heavens.
On the screen, you have the rain particles, which makes it a bit more tricky. I think spray in real life is so much more. You can't see as much. There's no vision pretty much in real life when it's raining this much. In the game, it's a lot easier to see. And compared to the big difference in real life, I think, is obviously you have the fear factor in real life of not being able to see anything. Whereas in the game, if you crash, it's not really the end of the world, is it? Whereas in this, it kind of is.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
And that is the primarily the biggest difference, I guess. There is Dylan Medler then. He goes from the second row of the grid. He's qualified P3 in Pirelli. And yesterday, the qualification for this series, as we take a look at the Mugello Circuit here, the qualification for this series was cut short because of visibility, because it was getting dark as well, and it was really difficult. Now, this circuit, 5.245 kilometers, 14 turns, 6 left, 8 right. Sector 1 has got 3 turns. Sector 2 has got 6 turns. Sector 3 has got 5 turns. You know the Mugello Circuit. This is what you drivers call a technical circuit, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the best way to sum up this track was when it actually went here in 2020 in F1. You could see how much of a flowing circuit it was. And when you hook up a lap, it is probably one of the most satisfying tracks to drive in the world.
However, you've got to work hard to hook that lap up.
You have. It's never easy, is it?
I talk about it. You guys do it. I don't. Right, the race has started. Here's the grid in full for you. Gabe Harib going from P14. He's got work to do there to secure the championship. Michael Owens and Matthew Herfield, they go from P26 and P25 respectively. Brad Evans and David Williams are on the 12th row of the grid. And then we see Tom Petromalo and Brian Waltersdorf. Brian's a great driver. They go from P22 and P21. Melissa Kozira, what a superstar she has become. Louis Flory alongside. It's Lisa Clark and Andrew Parker going from P17 and P18. From P16 goes Stephanie Herfield. Chuck Whittle is alongside P15. Then Kevin Orsini and Jan Bernier, two Shell drivers going from P14 and 13. Sebastian Mascaro and Esteban Beckman, they go from the 6th row of the grid, behind Jay Logan and Brad Falver. Then we see Mitchell Green, what a year he's had, and Gerda Svenslovis is alongside. Row 3 right now, Ray Acosta and Roberto Perina. Then on the 2nd row of the grid, Dylan Medler and Rafael Duran as we get to the front row. Massimo Perina, stellar season, goes from P2. Johnny Kaminsky goes from P1. What do you do now? You're behind the safety car. What can you do to bring everything up to temperature that you need?
I think it's the main thing now is with the conditions changing so much with the rain, I think it's just getting a feel for the track. I think this is all going to be about adaptability. Whichever driver is able to get used to the conditions fastest. If the guy in P1, he can just drive away. I think we've seen it in races already today where that's happened. So yeah, it should be a good watch.
Yeah, I think it's going to be entertaining. We're on board with Dylan Medler, accelerating, decelerating, using his brakes as well. And of course, the more you can use your brakes, the temperature is dissipating through the rims onto the tyres as well. Less so with wet weather tyres, of course, I understand that, but nonetheless, that is definitely what they're doing, trying to generate temperature and get everything into the zone where they need it to be. And we ride on board with the Richard Mills safety car right now, and I suspect that we're going to have this lap and one more. There's the team from Scuderia 1999 and MG Motorsports and the Perina family, all part of Ferrari of Seattle, who are looking after both Massimo Perina and also Roberto Perina, of course. Ferrari of Seattle, Ferrari of Long Island for Johnny Kaminsky. For Dylan Medler, the collection. Rafael Duran also driving for the collection in Miami. I think we're going to get 2 laps behind the safety car, and that's just to get the drivers used to the challenge visibility that they've got here, because that is a nightmare. One more lap behind the safety car then.
Do I put you in the position of who you think is going to win?
No, please don't. Please don't. Do you know what? With 27 cars out there in really, really difficult conditions, I just have immense respect for everyone, because to drive in these conditions is tricky. And with all 4 categories as well, with Pirelli and Pirelli Am and Shell Am as well, you've got, what I'm saying is, there are reasons drivers are put into the categories that they're put in Ferrari Challenge. When you put them all together, you know, you've got different levels, haven't you?
Yeah.
However, this is the way the Ferrari Challenge North America season is going to conclude, with 2 races across, one today and one tomorrow, where I think tomorrow the weather conditions might be better. Qualifying has already been done for tomorrow. We will see who will do what.
You excited for some sun tomorrow?
Very much. Yeah. Very much. As you can see, the clock is already counting down. 5 minutes of the race is already done and dusted. No overtaking, quite clearly, when you're behind the safety car. Now, the other thing I'm going to have trouble with here is, because I've not voiced this series for the entire year, my good friend Andrew Coley has been the voice responsible for this, apart from Sonoma when I was there. Is I'm not familiar with the liveries of the cars.
I was going to ask you that. What's your favourite livery?
Oh, thanks. Well, I can tell you that, actually. Johnny Kaminski's car.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because it's so bright and bold.
Yeah.
You know, for an old duffer like me, I can still identify it.
Makes it easier to see.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, this is going to be very, very difficult to be able to pick out the cars. You can see there, that's, you know, what you're seeing at home is no different to what we see here in this studio. You know, we're not blessed with a better view than you are, trust me. Let's go back on board with Dylan Medler here. So Dylan Medler, who's, as I said, he's been racing in North America, not only North America, but been racing in Europe as well. He's done that for a couple of seasons, and he does a great job, and he is a super driver. Yeah, Dylan is destined for great things in motorsport. There is no question about that. And you can hear how gentle he's being on terms of the throttle input. And I'm guessing you would say that actually, in terms of steering inputs and maybe throttle inputs and brake inputs as well, conditions like this, gentle is probably the way to go, isn't it, rather than being too aggressive?
Yeah, I mean, this is the spray under safety car. So if we're going to have bad visibility now, when they get underway, I think it's going to be, yeah, I think this could be a really good race.
I think you're right. I think it will be, and we're going to have our wits about us to ascertain exactly what is happening here. I'm just looking through your bio here. Football and golf.
Yeah, well,
go on.
Football when I was younger, golf when I was older.
Because you're very old now, aren't you? My goodness me.
I feel it with some of the people I compete against.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Goodness me. Okay. You come from London town.
Yeah.
Come on, what's your team?
Crystal Palace.
What?
What's
is
wrong with that?
wrong with you?
Well, who do you support?
Charlton Nil.
Oh, I don't know who they are.
No, I don't. I'm joking you. Oh, okay. Crystal Palace.
And to be
is
fair,
that because home region for you?
it was it was the first team I went to. That my dad took me to when I was younger, and it is kind of the closest to me in London. So
okay.
And for the first time ever, we had a bit of success last year.
Okay.
Couldn't believe it.
Okay. Well, we've just gone down to the championship again from the Premiership, Ipswich Town, which is my team.
Sorry to hear that.
Well, it was inevitable. I mean, the gulf is just enormous,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
You know, but we're here to talk about Ferrari Challenge racing, not about football. Safety car is going to come in at the conclusion of this lap. We're going to put our seatbelts on in the studio here. There you can see Trofeo Pirelli-Am being led by Rafael Duran from Ray Acosta. Now Copichel being led by Mitchell Grain from Jan Bernier. Kevin Orsini is running P3. Then it's Chuck Whittle, Lisa Clark. That's the way they are at the moment. We scroll through all of the different categories that we have here. We've done Pirelli-Am, we've done Shell, and we'll do Shell-Am as well. It's Stephanie Herfield that's leading that from Melissa Kozira. Then it's Louis Flory and Petramalo, Williams, Owens, Herfield, and Gabe Harib. And Gabe Harib has got overtaking to do. He drives for the Ferrari of Atlanta team. And a great bunch of people, as all the dealers are, that support their drivers in the Ferrari Challenge. Around the world, whether it's North America, Europe, Japan, Australasia, the UK, or new for 2026, the Middle East. So, what Johnny Kaminski, and you can see there the livery that I was talking about as he went through on the picture. I mean, it's very bright and
The
bold,
one easy to see.
Yeah. What Johnny Kaminski is going to do, he will stack them up, he will back them up, and it will be his responsibility to control the pace of the start. It will be up to Massimo Perina to try and guess, if you like, when Johnny Kaminski is going to go for it and try and anticipate his start. See how well he does. Okay, so driving the Richard Mills safety car this weekend is a fine driver in his own right, Antonio Tamburini, who has won a lot of races in his time, and he is now one of our official safety car drivers. Here is Dylan Medler. He'll also be hoping to get the jump when it comes to the start of this race. Already, the first 10 minutes of the race done and dusted. You're with the Ferrari Challenge North America. My guess is Johnny Kaminski is going to give it everything halfway around this final turn. Let's see if I'm right. Massimo Perina is trying to stay with him here. And you can see those two are breaking away just a little bit from the rest of the pack. And Johnny Kaminski goes for it now. I think good anticipation and good understanding from Massimo Perina as well. Keep your eyes on Dylan Medler. Dylan Medler is about to usurp Rafael Duran going into turn number 1. I suspect if he can see where he's going. Ray Acosta on the back of Roberto Perina. So can they get the cars turned in and rotated through turn number 1 where you climb uphill? Grip is absolutely at a premium. Massimo Perina runs very, very wide. Dylan Medler does get underneath Rafael Duran and makes it through into P3. Rafael Duran is relegated a place overall, but of course stays where he is in terms of his category. And then Roberto Perina is running in P4 within class, and here comes the challenge potentially for the lead here into the chicane. Massimo Perina on the outside of Johnny Kaminsky, now to the other side. He is being very brave and bold, I have to say, in that 227 car. Look at them side by side. And Johnny Kaminsky then and Massimo Perina, two very, very talented young drivers here on this technical circuit where grip is at a premium, so too is visibility. Massimo Perina gets out onto the painted stuff. He's able to hold on to it. What a star you are, my goodness me. Brilliant driving we're seeing from the top two. Racing room being left by both of them, giving them healthy respect, Johnny Kaminsky and Massimo Perina. They accelerate. And here you can see Massimo Perina is all over, but now he's onto the painted white lines again, but saves it. My goodness me. Dylan Medler trying to get on terms with the both of them. Wow, he is having a real go here.
He is. I mean, when you're the first car, also, you're the one feeling the conditions. You're the one tiptoeing through. Everyone else can follow you. So it's also the most difficult when you're leading. Even though you have the visibility, you don't know the grip.
Is he going to do it here all the way around the outside? My goodness, if he makes that work through the chicane. What an overtake from Massimo Perina on Johnny Kaminsky, but Kaminsky comes back now. Perina's back end was loose on the exit of that turn. Side by side they are here. This is phenomenal racing from our Ferrari Challenge North American drivers in Trofeo Pirelli. They are swapping positions like you would not believe. Side by side again on the exit of the final turn onto the start-finish straight. Inside line surely is going to be optimum. Going into turn number 1. There is barely a centimetre between the two of these drivers. Johnny Kaminsky on the outside, Massimo Perina on the inside. Who's going to be king of the late breakers? Well, surely Kaminsky has done it, but no, Massimo Perina gets underneath him. Johnny Kaminsky is in the gravel. Keep your foot in, Johnny. He's going to bog down, and that, I regret to say, is probably going to be our first safety car.
It is. He tried, he went for it. He definitely went all out for it.
Wow, what a lap that was between those two drivers.
That was amazing. They both left each other just enough room the entire lap. That was perfect racing. That was honestly brilliant to see.
Healthy respect from both of them. My goodness, safety car is coming out. We predicted that. We knew it would happen because the Johnny Kaminsky car is going to have to be recovered. I have to say, I think that was utterly awesome driving from the both of them. I'm really sorry the Ferrari of Long Island driver has ended up in the gravel because, well, I'm not sure I'd have been able to cope with another lap of that.
So I think you need a breather after that, mate.
I think you're right. Look at this in replay, the two of them. I mean, this is just in such difficult conditions. That was Perina first of all. But Kaminsky was not going to be happy with that. He was going to come back at him. And you could see this is where they went absolutely side by side. So Kaminsky almost gets the car rotated, but not quite.
That is two drivers giving it everything, isn't it? That's what everyone wants to see. That was like I said, that was brilliant.
There is the Richard Mills safety car that's going to pick up these drivers, I have to say. Awesome stuff. Right. Get yourself together, Dave. It's Massimo Perina, Dylan Medler, Roberto Perina, the 1, 2, 3 in Pirelli. In Pirelli AM, it's Rafael Duran, Ray Acosta and Gerda Svenslovas. For the Shell drivers, Mitchell Green ahead of Jan Bernier and Chuck Whittle. And for the AM drivers, it's Melissa Kosira ahead of Stephanie Herfield and Louis Flory. That's the way it looks then. Somebody get me some oxygen here, because it's a bit exciting. this racing lark. We're having a great time here. I hope you're enjoying it as much as we are. Ferrari Challenge North America here, live from Tuscany. It's me on the air, but I'm really supporting John Evans. He's doing all the hard work here. He's the guy that's in charge. I'm just a bit part actor, I think, John.
I don't know if I could agree with that.
Oh, okay. Get back with the script, Dave. when you get into a situation like this, you can see the Kaminsky car's being recovered already, so I reckon we'll have the remainder of this lap probably plus one more behind the safety car. What can you do? I mean, you've only really just got everything up to temperature, haven't you?
Yeah, to be honest, I think this makes it worse. Like this safety car coming out again, I think...
Okay.
I mean, obviously, everything starts...
But forgive me, interrupting you. There's Brian Kaminsky, Johnny's father. You could just see on the left-hand side of the picture there. He'll be bitterly disappointed, but you don't ought to be, Brian. You should be so proud of your son. Fantastic driver. Anyway, apologies, I interrupted you.
Yeah, so obviously everything cools down again.
Yeah.
Because you're behind safety car, and I think it makes nerves a lot worse as well.
Okay.
Because obviously when you start the race, you just want to get going, right? You just want to get rid of the nerves. But then you're behind safety car at the start because it's so heavy raining. You get 2 laps in. Yeah. There's another safety car, and you kind of go back to that state. And the track changes whilst you're on the safety car. Say it stopped raining now, it's going to be a lot drier. They're not going to know the conditions again. And then it's back to that factor of tiptoeing around. The guy in P1 is figuring out the grip at a disadvantage, but at least he has some vision, unlike the cars behind.
And this is really interesting. In Trofeo Pirelli, look at this. Safety cars coming in the conclusion of this lap, so they've done it earlier than I expected. Dylan Medler is right in the middle of a Purina sandwich here with Massimo and Roberto, P1 and P3. Safety car coming in at the conclusion of this lap. We're going to have 13.5 minutes as it stands at the moment. By the time the safety car has come in, I'm going to say 12 minutes plus 1 lap of racing, I think.
I think that's a good guess.
Thank you. Dash for cash.
Where's he going to go this time? Where are they going to?
Don't even ask me. Don't even ask me. I mean, I've met my match with you on the air. Brilliant.
You got it right last time.
I'm having so much fun. Really am. Really am. Let's take a look at the point situation with my colleague Nico here, who's doing a brilliant job behind the scenes trying to work out. We think that if everything stays the way it is at the moment, the point situation in Trofeo Pirelli would be Massimo Purina P1, Dylan Medler P2, Roberto Purina P3. Then Pirelli Am, Brad Falva, Sebastian Mascara, Ray Acosta, Mitchell Green, Jan Bernier for Copa Shell, and then for Shell Am, which is the closest, I think it's going to be Gabe Harib and Michael Owens. Now, as I understand it then, the live points gap, the Massimo Purina would have an advantage of 47 points. In Trofeo Pirelli Am, Brad Falva would have an advantage of 49. Mitchell Green would have an advantage of 30 over Jan Bernier. Gabe Harib, though, would only have 2. And the magic number is 37. That's what you need. Thank you, Nico. Appreciate that very much. He's working hard behind the scenes while all that's been going on. You can see the nerves and anxiety that are being shared in the garages as well, because there's always a big team of people behind every driver, and you win and you lose as a team and you share the emotions, and I think that's true, isn't it?
Yeah, I think people forget how important it is to have a team to fall back on. If things don't go your way, they're the ones that pick you up.
Here comes Massimo Purina. He's gone for it. Dylan Medler has stuck with him, I think. And Roberto Purina perhaps caught just a little bit napping in comparison to those two. Past the speed camera, and my goodness, they really are charging into turn number 1. Dylan Medler's going to have a go here. He takes a look at the inside of Massimo Purina. Purina goes wider. Dylan Medler on the inside, but Massimo Purina able to carry a little bit more momentum around the outside, which might be where the grip is in these wet weather conditions. So Massimo Purina made it work. Dylan Medler is being made to work for it, and is keeping the tinder dry, if you like, on the back end of Massimo Purina. Massimo Purina leading by 0.5 over Dylan Medler. It's not even a blink, is it? And you can see, you would look at this and think, my goodness me, the drivers are taking unorthodox lines. They're not. They're taking a wet weather line, aren't they?
They are. It's most slippy on the racing line in the dry because it spits off all the rubber, which is where all the grip will be in the wet.
Okay. Thank you for explaining exactly how it works here. We're on board with Dylan Medler here. We're running the telemetry on his car as well. And the wiper is doing everything it can to dissipate the water. I mean, it's a phenomenal number of these Pirelli tyres in terms of the litres of water that they dissipate from these wet weather tyres. I mean, we are talking about litres per second. Absolutely amazing. But Massimo Purina is really breaking away now. And all of a sudden, Dylan Medler, his focus has gone away from attack to defence, because Massimo's uncle, Roberta, is right up his trumpet now of Dylan Medler.
He's clearly struggling at the moment in these conditions. Person in first place, he's driven away, hasn't he? He looks incredibly comfortable. 2 seconds already.
You're right, he does look extraordinarily comfortable. I think half of that is the fact that Roberto is helping him by really chasing down Dylan Medler. So as I say, Dylan Medler is having to stick his elbows out metaphorically, isn't he?
Yeah.
And defend rather than attack. We split the screen. Alessandro Balzan looking on. He is one of the driver coaches. And Ale Balzan knows a thing or two about racing. Here comes Roberto Perina on the inside. Dylan Medler is on the outside. Dylan Medler, though, will he get a better slingshot off of the final turn? It's nip and tuck between the two of them. Side by side they go. Let's ride on board with Dylan Medler right now. To his left-hand side is the car of Roberto Perina. They're heading into turn number 1 at a tremendous rate of knots in very difficult weather conditions where visibility is 0, as near as makes no difference. Roberto Perina's car was skidding around there. Is he able to keep it on the tarmac? Yes, he is. Dylan Medler holds on to that P2 place, and Roberto Perina, valiant effort, I have to say. And what he was able to do was to keep it between the white lines and keep it on the tarmac. And there is Rafael Duran, who is the best of the AM drivers ahead of Ray Acosta. It's Jan Bernier leading Mitchell Green now for our Shell drivers. And for our Shell drivers, Louis Flory has got by Melissa Kozira. So that's the update in terms of who's leading what and where, with 8.5 minutes plus 1 lap of this Ferrari Challenge North America Race 1.
This battling as well only helps Massimo in the lead, doesn't it?
Of course it does. He is able just to get his head down and get up the road. The point that you made, which I've never picked up on before, of course, though, is as this track is evolving, the first person to experience how the track is evolving is, of course, always going to be Massimo Perina. He's the one experimenting, isn't he?
Yeah, but when you get a gap like this to P2, 3 seconds,
yes.
No longer the guy in P2, he can't use that car as a reference anymore for the braking zone. Whereas if it's a big train,
okay,
when that car brakes, you're obviously going to brake around the same point.
Right.
But now, for P1 and P2, they're kind of in the same situation. Whereas the guy in P3, he can use the reference still.
Thank you. Another valid point made. There is our race leader, Massimo Perina. Here comes Dylan Medler running in P2 with Roberto Perina then running once again the telemetry on the 2 cars here in graphics so that you can see as much as we can see here in the commentary studio as well. Perina at the moment has just dropped back a bit from Dylan Medler. Dylan Medler appears to have got into his zone, into his groove, and right now heading up towards the final turn on this extraordinary circuit. And until you've actually walked the circuit, cycled the circuit, driven around the circuit, you don't really appreciate the elevation changes, do you?
No, you don't. It is. I say that about every track.
Yeah.
You honestly do not realise compared to TV, the elevation changes is immense compared to what it looks on the TV.
I always think, John, you know, we run the Ferrari Challenge UK, of course. Brands Hatch is one of those tracks that we go to. Paddock Hill Bend in Brands Hatch, you know. Until you've done it on a bicycle like me, it's like a cliff edge, isn't it? It's just extraordinary.
Was that a workout?
Yeah, it was. All right, there was no need to be personal. I'm beginning to go off you already.
I never said it wasn't a workout for me as well.
Right, now Medler is back on. Let's take it to defence mode because Roberto Perina has got back close again. So with only 6.5 minutes plus 1 lap, I have to say Massimo Perina now is rubbing his hands with invisible soap, isn't he? Because he's just got nothing to worry about. He's got a margin of 4.5 seconds. He can just focus on what he's doing. Meantime, Dylan Medler is, as I say, he's really having to make his 296 Challenge car very wide indeed. And now Dylan Medler holds on to it. We've got a yellow flag at turn 1, which either somebody has just dipped their wheels into the gravel or they're stuck there. We've got a safety car again, and who is it that's gone in? It is the 379 car of Mitchell Green. Ferrari of Westlake driver Mitchell Green scoring high in the points. He is now beached in the gravel. There's no way out, and I have to say, we've got 5 3/4 minutes. We've got a car in the gravel that's got to be recovered. 5.5 minutes plus 1 lap.
Maybe 2 laps?
Maybe only 1.
I think Medler will be very happy with that safety car, to be honest.
Right. I think you're right. Oh, this has been is it your influence here? Because this has been, what a race.
I think I'll give this one to the rain. The non-stop rain.
So much drama in this. Absolutely amazing. What I do want to say, though, in all seriousness and in all sensibility, while we have a moment to ourselves, isn't the driving standard so creditworthy from all of these Ferrari Challenge drivers? to perform like this, at this level, in these conditions, credit to them all.
I think the fact, let alone the fact they're pushing, just to keep it on the track in these conditions is one thing, but then battling like we've seen is another.
This guy, Massimo Perina, who I first met last year, and he was driving he was driving the 488 challenge, because last year they was running the 488 challenge and the 296 in separate races, of course. And Massimo was in the 488s, and you know his talent was quite clear to be seen. I said to his dad Tino, I said, surely Massimo's going to be in the 296s. He's got to go and do studying, Dave. He's got to do his education. He's got to do his studying. And apparently a deal was done, and Massimo has done it, and therefore he is now in the 296s.
So here he is.
Look at him. Look at him. There's Jan Bernier. Jan Bernier then leading for Ferrari of Seattle in the shell category. So there is Jan, who's also done quite some racing in the European series as well. Another all-time nice guy. Jan Bernier ahead of Chuck Whittle and Brian Waltersdorf. There's Alessandro Balzan, then driver coach, working with Dylan Medler's team, Ferrari of Miami. You can see Olam Sonara there with the glasses just behind as well, one of the leading team bosses. It's lovely when you have so much passion and joy and love for this fantastic sport throughout the garage. You know, everyone, they live and breathe this wonderful, wonderful series. Let's have a look at Louis Flory then in the 383 car. Now, this might play into the hands a little bit of Melissa Kozira, who is another stunning, stunning driver. Melissa Kozira, just 2 seasons ago, I met when she was driving in Club Challenge, which is, Club Challenge is non-competitive. You're just racing or driving against the clock, but it acts as a bit of a feeder into the Ferrari Challenge, and Melissa was doing a fantastic job, moved into the Ferrari Challenge, and has not looked back. She's been superb, absolutely superb. So there we are. We're splitting the screen now and taking a look. I think that's on the Ferrari of Seattle garage and the pit wall there, I believe. And we've got 2 3/4 minutes plus 1 lap. Safety car is leading the cars around. And we've got the recovery operation going on for the stricken car of Mitchell Green. And then we will go back to racing, but it will be a really short, sharp shift as the safety car is coming in this lap.
What's that? Is that going to be 2 laps then?
I think you might be right. I think we might just get away with 2 laps.
I've nailed that then, haven't I? That's something.
You had, John. You're just, I don't know what you can say. Whoever your agent is, they're having a great time of it, aren't they? You're just...
I'm sure they are loving it.
Where's your... You ever bring him in here again? Tiziano, who's been so helpful to me. John doing a fantastic job. Right. I think you're right. I think we're going to get away with 2 laps here.
Yeah, I think so.
So Massimo Perina, Dylan Medler, Roberto Perina for Pirelli cars. For the Pirelli AM cars, Rafael Duran, Ray Acosta, Gerda Svenslovas. For the Shell drivers, Jan Bernier ahead of Chuck Whittle and Brian Waltersdorf. And for the Shell AM drivers, it's Louis Flory ahead of Melissa Kozira and Stephanie Herfield. Oh, stack 'em up and back 'em up, Massimo Perina. When's he going to go? Come on.
Out of final corner.
Okay, out of.
Out of the final corner, yeah.
He's gone. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. Look at this. Roberto Perina anticipated that really well. So did Dylan Medler. So they're going into turn number 1 now. No overtaking before you pass the safety car line. I think Dylan Medler has potentially got the rub of this. Can he get Massimo Perina going into turn number 1? You've got to be so brave and have big excitement. No, Dylan is out. Oh, I don't believe that. Keep your foot in, Dylan. Oh, if he can keep his foot in and just get onto the grass. There's Alex Balzan, his driver coach, and that's the race over.
That's going to be the end, isn't it? You can't blame him for trying.
I was just saying, you've got to have really big confidence, haven't you? And Dylan was, you know, he'd rather bin it than not win it. And do you know what? I have respect for that as well, in a way. But he'll be bitterly disappointed with just 20 seconds on the clock plus 1 lap.
But this is what I mean. Because they were under safety car,
Yeah.
it started raining again,
Yeah.
and no one knows how much grip they have. And he's probably broken his normal point, and he's gone about 50 metres straight into the gravel trap.
But it was just not enough on this occasion because that track had evolved. You're
Exactly.
absolutely right. Well, there's more to it than we ever consider. Yellow flag at turn 1. Well, I'm surprised for Massimo Perina. I'm not surprised for Massimo Perina. He's hugely talented. I'm just in replay. Let's take a look here. And actually, it was the back end let go before the front end. Why is that?
He
was it a river running across?
Yeah, he
there?
honestly might have been aquaplaning. Look, he loses it. He loses it twice. He loses it first when he first hits the brake.
I think you're right. I think it's aquaplane, isn't it? Oh, and you can see how frustrated he is.
That is.
Oh, and somebody else has gone around and barriered it as well, proving just how difficult the conditions are here. Louis Flory, who of course was in the lead of the Shell AMs. So Flory is out as well. The safety car is out. The race is done now. Oh, the Ferrari of Houston driver, Louis Flory, then made contact with the barriers. Safety car out, and you know what, I was saying that credit to all of the drivers for being able to cope with these conditions. For us to have lost the very, very small number of cars that we have, I think is credit and testament to all the drivers from Ferrari Challenge North America. As we start the final lap now behind the safety car, it's a Perina 1-2 for Trofeo Pirelli with Massimo and Roberta, and they are followed by Rafael Duran and Ray Acosta and Gerda Svenslovas. Then it's Jan Bernier that's going to be the winner in Shell. Melissa Kozira is going to be the winner in Shell AM. Wow, what a race. What a race.
I think it's going to be the deserved winner, though. Massimo Perina.
Yeah.
He looked incredibly fast when we actually had some green flag racing. He pulled out a gap, what, 5 seconds?
He did, and what amazes me is, and I guess that the same could be applied to you, irritatingly, Massimo's a young guy as well, you know, but wise head on young shoulders, you know. I mean, he never overstressed his driving in terms of, you know, he was the first one on reaching patches of track that had changed and changed and changed. So he didn't push too hard, knowing that he'd got to experience where the grip was going to be. So that's very mature driving. That's what I'm trying to say from a young man.
Yeah, I think it's very underrated having a cool, calm head. I think we see it in many sports. The people that can keep, it's one thing having the talent, but being able to stay composed, that is the cherry on top. That is the final piece of the puzzle.
Yes, I think you're right. And Massimo Perina, I think, has shown that today, hasn't he? Roberto right behind. The race is going to finish under the safety car, no overtaking. So we have the order. It's Massimo Perina from Roberto Perina, the Pirelli drivers. For the AM drivers, it's going to be Rafael Duran ahead of Ray Acosta and Gerda Svenslovas. For the Shell drivers, Jan Bernier ahead of Andrew Parker and Brian Waltersdorf. And for the Shell AM drivers, Melissa Kozira ahead of David Williams and Stephanie Herfield. So, as far as we believe, and this is all subject to confirmation, Massimo Perina has done enough to seal the Pirelli Championship. Brad Falver has done enough to seal the Pirelli AM Championship. Jan Bernier is now the new overall leader over Mitchell Green, unless Mitchell Green is still classified, and that depends on where they take because it's normally 75 laps of the race, isn't it, that you need for classification. And Gabe Harib is making it difficult, with Michael Owen still chasing him with 4 points. But we think, and I say, and I stress, we think Massimo Perina has won the championship for Ferrari Challenge Trofeo Pirelli. And we think also Brad Falver for Pirelli AM. We will see. We await confirmation of that. As I say, we're doing the calculation and working on it here as we speak, or rather, Nico is behind us, and we appreciate that very much. So I think the safety car will peel off, allow Massimo Perina just at least to take the checkered flag here in Tuscany in the Mugello Circuit. So sure enough, Massimo and Roberto then will head towards the line, and the checkered flag will come down. And well done to Massimo Perina and Roberto Perina, a 1-2 in Trofeo Pirelli. Well done to Rafael Duran and to Ray Acosta, Gerda Svenslovas and Beckman. Jan Bernier then the winner in the Shell drivers. ahead of Brad Falva, Sebastian Mascaro and Jay Logan. Wow. Melissa Kozira for the Shell Am drivers will take, I believe, the checkered flag and will become the winner for the Shell Am drivers, and another richly deserved win for Melissa Kozira, who represents Ferrari of Naples. All our Ferrari Challenge drivers, of course, representing a dealership, Ferrari of Seattle, for these two drivers, Massimo Perina and Roberto Perina. For Rafael Duran and Ray Acosta, it is the collection. For our Shell drivers, Jan Bernier for Ferrari of Seattle and Ferrari of Naples for Andrew Parker. Then for Shell Am, Ferrari of Naples and Ferrari of Central Florida for Melissa Kozira and then David Williams, respectively. There you can see Rafael Duran. He'll be thrilled with this, absolutely thrilled. Come on. You can see that there in the graphics.
Tell you what, there wasn't many green flag laps, but the one they were good, weren't they?
Do you know what? You're absolutely right. In the same way that you don't have to have a grid of 100 cars to have a good race. No. You don't have to have 100 laps either. As long as every lap is compelling for all the right reasons. And I do think, and I know I'm labouring this point and going on and on and on about it, I just think the driving standards from all of our Ferrari Challenge North America drivers in those conditions is to be congratulated. Really good job done. Okay, here's confirmation of the classification then. Massimo Perina taking the win from Roberto Perina. For our Pirelli Am drivers, Rafael Duran ahead of Ray Acosta and Gerda Svenslovas. For our Shell drivers, it is going to be Jan Bernier who will take the win ahead of Andrew Parker and Brian Waltersdorf, and you can see those drivers there. And for our Shell Am drivers, it's going to be Melissa Kozira ahead of David Williams and Stephanie Herfield. I know I've really pushed my friend Nico so hard behind us, crunching the numbers. I just want to check out whether that is Rafael Duran's first race win in North America. Not sure. Nico will look at that for me, I'm sure. But driving for the collection Ferrari of Miami, he's taken the Pirelli Am win. Alberto, his father, will be absolutely thrilled by that. I'm sure he's here. I've not seen him. So we have a number of podiums to come for all of our drivers as the cars are brought into Parc Fermé. So I had a number of years very, very enjoyably calling all the races in North America, and as the Ferrari Challenge is so big now, the date clashes are so many that it was impossible. As I mentioned, I was in Sonoma in California at the beginning of the year. But from here on in, I've left it to my good friend Andrew Coley to bring the action. But I ain't half missed it, I have to say.
So I feel like I joined a good race there.
Yeah, you did. I think that's Tino Perina, Massimo's father. I say I think, it's because he's got the baseball cap down so far. Tino Perina, it is Tino. Thanks, mate. Daniel Mancinelli is going to be in the mix there as well. He's one of the driver coaches. Here is Massimo. It is Tino Perina, his father there. Massimo Perina, Trofeo Pirelli winner, and we think champion as well. His father congratulates him. And look at this. I mean, it's a real family affair. There is Manuel Marchi from the organization of Ferrari Challenge North America. Gerda Svenslovas, the back end of him that we're looking at right now. And Gerdas wears his emotions on the sleeve as well. And you can see all these drivers celebrating down there in torrid weather conditions. Every driver deserves the congratulations, whether you're a winner or not a winner, you know, because you've done so well in those conditions.
I think you deserve an umbrella as well.
That's a very good point. No one down there with a brolly, is there? There's Jan Bernier with Daniel Mancinelli, driver coach there. Jan Bernier then taking the win for the Shell drivers. Well done, Jan. Another super guy. You know, all the drivers are fantastic characters in their own right. Congratulations there from Roberto Perina. Hasn't even got his crash helmet off yet. He's been so busy congratulating and being congratulated. Bellissimo, bellissimo. Lots Lots of excitement. Just to the left-hand side of your picture, you can see there Melissa Kozira still with her crash helmet on, but alongside is Bill Kozira as well. Crash helmet off now. So many congratulations to Melissa Kozira, who's been absolutely phenomenal in Ferrari Challenge. Have had a chat with Melissa and Bill yesterday. And Melissa's driver coach is Cameron, and Cameron's here as well. Going to be really, really enjoyable podiums, that's for sure. And very soon we're going to be hearing from Massimo Perina. Ludovica will be interviewing Massimo Perina, who I have to say I spotted the talent last year in the 488s, and absolutely superb driver. Right, let's hear from him now. Representing Scuderia 1999 Ferrari of Seattle, our race winner is Massimo Perina.
Massimo, congratulations. What a race that you made. A very difficult race in a wet condition, but you managed in the best way the car and your feelings. So I want to discover with you more about your feelings in this moment.
I'm incredibly happy because at least if my math is correct, I think that means that the championship is over, and that means we won it. So I couldn't be happier. The Ferrari of Seattle, Scuderia 1999 and MG1 team did an absolutely fantastic job this year. They made the car as easy as possible to drive, and they let me do the rest of the work. Thank you to them.
And Massimo, do you want to dedicate this victory to someone?
Of course, to my entire family, the team, and of course the person who's always been present on the A-pillar ever since he passed is my nonno Pasquale.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done, Massimo. Well done, Massimo. And that is who he was paying tribute to, Pasquale, who sadly no longer with us, but certainly with us in spirit as well. The Perina family doing a great job. And there is Melissa Kozira then, still reeling from the success, but we saw there and we heard there the emotions as a racing driver, and there is something you experience it because you're a Ferrari driver. You know, to win with this brand is something special, isn't it?
It is. I don't think there's a better feeling in the world, to be honest.
No.
I love it. Gets me up in the morning, and I think the adrenaline you just get from it is something like no other, to be honest.
In the Drivers' Championship for Trofeo Pirelli North America, then, Massimo Perina has done enough with a 50-point margin, surely, over Dylan Medler and then Roberto Perina. Tony Davis, who's here this weekend but not racing, I spoke to Tony earlier, is P4 in the Drivers' Championship for Trofeo Pirelli Am. Brad Falver ahead of Sebastian Mascaro and Ray Acosta. Of course, all the Drivers' Championships, they'll be awarded their glittering prizes at a glittering gala dinner on Saturday night, and I trust you'll be there. Of course you will. Let's take a look at the highlights right now of the Ferrari Challenge North America race in really rather difficult race conditions. Johnny Kaminsky and Massimo Perina then on the front row of the grid, and the weather conditions then meant that the race would start behind the safety car. We had all four categories of Ferrari Challenge in the one race: Pirelli, Pirelli Am, Shell and Shell Am. Credit to the drivers doing a fantastic job as they were released after the safety car then. And Massimo Perina already beginning to try and stretch his legs, and some drivers stretching the limits of adhesion that were available to them around the course of the circuit. So Johnny Kaminsky and Massimo Perina were fighting over the lead of the race overall, and Johnny Kaminsky with the brightly coloured 296 Challenge car was usurped by Massimo Perina. Johnny was not going to take it laying down, however, and Massimo doing everything he could to control the car, but they would go side by side, and there then ensued half a lap of the most breathtaking action between those two drivers, which very, very sadly for Kaminsky meant that he ended up in the gravel, and that is such a shame because he ill-deserved that. It was awesome stuff. You can see here that Jan Bernier and Mitchell Green are having a damn good ding-dong battle as well. In fact, throughout the categories, there was great driving going on. Unfortunately, Mitchell Green found the gravel trap, and Dylan Medler was going to have a go then for P2 with Roberto Perina, but you could see a bit of aquaplaning, and Dylan Medler could do nothing to control the car, and he too found the gravel trap in turn one. And he wasn't the only one, as Louis Flory went around as well. So The checkered flag awaited Massimo Perina, who won for Pirelli. Raphael Duran won for Pirelli Am. For Shell, it was Jan Bernier. And for Shell Am, it would be Melissa Kozira that would take the win. And there you can see the celebrations from the driver that sealed the Trofeo Pirelli Championship. There are the race statistics, of which we can talk about. In total laps 13, I still find it extraordinary that the top speed is approaching 270 kilometers per hour in very, very difficult conditions. Absolutely amazing. We head up to the podium next.
E siamo pronti per il primo podio. Iniziamo con il Pirelli classe AM. Sul podio il terzo classificato Gerdas Venslovas.
Here comes Gerdas Venslovas then. P3 in the Pirelli Ams. Here comes Ray Acosta taking P2 in the Pirelli Ams. And on the top step of the podium, Raphael Duran, a race winner in Ferrari Challenge North America. He takes P1 in Mugello. Of course, the team of the collection will be represented on the podium as well. And handshakes all round. And national anthem time. Shortened version of the national anthem here because we've got 4 podiums to get away.
Il nostro grande applauso per questo podio dei vincitori con i trofei d'onore che sono presentati da Arthur Leclerc.
Who is going to be doing the presentations?
Arthur
Leclerc is here to make the trophy presentation. First of all to Gerdas Venslovas.
Sempre Arthur Leclerc, il nostro pilota ufficiale
Up
che
next
consegna il trofeo a
will be
Ray Acosta.
Ray Acosta. Arthur joining us on the air as well over the course of the weekend.
E il trofeo d'onore per il
And then
vincitore,
on the top
Arthur
step
Leclerc
of the
per
podium,
Raphael
celebrating,
Duran.
I think, his first win in North America, Raphael Duran. Hold that trophy up high, Raphael. Many congratulations.
Il team
And of
The
course,
Collection,
the collection will be
che
represented
ritira il
also.
trofeo dalle mani di Arthur Leclerc, che è il trofeo Pirelli consegnato da Lucio Vergani, Pirelli
And
Activities
the Pirelli
Coordinator,
Award from Lucio
Ferrari
Vergani from
Program.
Pirelli
Lucio
Motorsport,
Vergani
our tyre
per
partners, of
Raphael
course,
Duran.
across the entire Ferrari Challenge.
Chiamiamo di nuovo Arthur sul podio.
Everyone onto the podium for the
Lucio,
photographs
and
then.
please, all driver on the first step and lift your trophy. Lift your trophy.
Trophies up on
Okay.
high.
Photos and pictures from Mugello Circuit. Le foto e le immagini dal circuito del Mugello, che è ancora qualche secondo. Please, our guest Arthur and the team and
So,
Lucio out of the podium.
That's it, they're all getting out of the podium. Who's going to win the champagne race?
Please, out
Got to
of the
be
podium.
Raphael Duran, John,
And,
surely.
now,
It definitely wouldn't be one of us if we were up there, would it?
champagne.
It was Raphael. I have to say, something I have noticed, North America, very big, bold and brash. All the drivers are very, very media savvy, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? In terms of
Yeah.
really, you know.
Yeah, I do.
Right, super slow-mo of our race-winning car then for the collection, Raphael Duran. Up next, Shell podium, I believe. Shell Am podium. 4 podiums to get through. And pleasingly, I'm not expected to do it all on my own because John Evans here helping me. The fantastic second year in the Scuderia Ferrari HP esports team to give you your correct title, and you wear the shirt with pride, don't you?
I do. Thank you for that very perfect description.
Thank you so much. It's only taken me half an hour to get that right, isn't it? I can see me and you are going to get on really well.
Yes.
Here come the drivers then for the next podium. Michele Mambelli.
And the winner is il vincitore Jan Bernier.
It is the Shell podium we're seeing right now with Brian Waldersdorf, Andrew Parker, And top step of the podium, Jan Bernier. Lady racer is Lisa Clark, and Tino Perina for the team is there as well. Here comes the anthem. Well done to all of our drivers on that podium.
Vincitori di questa gara Coppa Shell. Ancora un secondo e siamo pronti con Arthur Leclerc.
Arthur Leclerc once again making the trophy presentations.
Trofei d'onore per il terzo classificato Brian Waldersdorf.
Brian Waldersdorf then in receipt of the P3 trophy. And he receives his trophy from Arthur.
Trofeo d'onore per il secondo classificato Andrew Parker.
Andrew Parker then with P2. Well done, Andrew.
E per il vincitore, per Jan Bernier, sempre con
Jan Bernier.
segnato da Arthur Leclerc.
Well done, Jan.
Il team, la Coppa Lady,
Coppa Lady goes to Lisa Clark.
Vincitrice della Coppa Lady.
And of course, Ferrari of Seattle will be in receipt of trophy as well. Tino Perina is there as team boss, and he receives his trophy from Arthur Leclerc, or the team's trophy.
Driver, lift your trophy for photos. And okay. And now we are ready. Please, the team manager can leave the podium.
Right.
What are you laughing at, Dave?
Nothing. Nothing at all. I'm just having so much fun.
For the champagne. Okay, thank you. Okay.
Who's going to win the champagne race here? Jan Bernier, surely. Come on, Jan.
Champagne.
Come on, Jan. Come on, Jan. I predicted it would be you. Thank goodness.
He didn't let the team down there, did he?
No. Good guy. All the drivers are brilliant. Well done to all three of them. And here we can see the car that delivered that P1 for Jan Bernier, the Ferrari of Seattle. Very distinctive livery of orange and blue that he's had for a number of years now. And that's always made it one of the most distinctive cars, and also one of the most photogenic as well. Well done, Jan Bernier. So still two more podiums to come. Race of attrition, this, isn't it? The podiums is nearly as long as the race.
So you're a big fan of the flashy liveries, are you? Just so you can see them easily.
Do you know what? Actually, I like subtle as well. I mean, that's a bit of a juxtaposition. I'm saying, you know, I really like these really bright. From a marketing point of view, I just think if it's really, really bright, it's going to get photoed a lot.
Yeah.
You know? But I do like subtle as well sometimes. You can tell from my character trait.
Oh, yeah.
Jan Bernier in the Drivers' Championship, 9 points ahead of Mitchell Green. Right, up next, here comes Michele Mambelli is the guy on the right-hand side. Shell Ham.
Terza classificata, Stephanie Herfield.
Here comes Stephanie Herfield then for the P3 place.
Secondo classificato, David Williams.
And here comes here comes the P2 place for David Williams.
Vincitore, Melissa Kozira.
And Melissa Kozira going to be on the top step of the podium, richly deserved.
Gentleman, Tom Pietramalo.
And Tom Pietramalo. There's Bill Kozira down there shouting for all he's worth. His wife there, having done the business up there.
Ok, procediamo. Il team non è presente. Inno nazionale.
Here comes the national anthem.
Applausi, applausi, applausi. Chiamiamo il
That
team,
means, can you clap, please?
Ferrari of Houston sul podio.
Ferrari of Houston, of course, going to be on the podium. Ferrari factory driver Arthur Leclerc, who I said is going to be joining us on the air, and he'll cause me less trouble than the current incumbent. Stephanie is in receipt.
You're welcome.
Stephanie is in receipt of her trophy. There's David Williams.
Sempre Arthur Leclerc per il vincitore, la vincitrice Melissa Kozira
then, and she has her trophy presented.
Vittoria, vincitrice anche della Coppa Lady. Coppa Lady sempre per Melissa Kozira.
Melissa Kozira, double bubble look, because she gets the ladies' trophy as well. Bill is really shouting down there, isn't he? And Tom Petramalo then in receipt of the Copa Gentleman trophy.
E il trofeo per il team Ferrari of Houston.
Here comes the Copa team trophy. Well done, Arthur. Bill does not need a microphone.
Please,
does not.
Lift your trophy.
Up your trophy.
Okay, from Mugello Circuit.
Well done to all of our brilliant Ferrari Challenge North America drivers for Copa Shell Am.
Out of the podium, the team manager.
This is the most entertaining podium ceremony I've ever seen in my life.
Champagne.
Melissa, come on. Yes, Melissa was first with the champagne. Fantastic. Bill is still going for it.
Fine, Dave, only one more to keep it together for.
Driving for Ferrari of Naples, Melissa Kozira in the 308 car, victorious here in Mugello on the top step of the podium. I'm just trying to work out here, in all seriousness, and I know we're having a lot of fun with these podiums, which is what we should be doing. It's what a podium is all about. We've got the Pirelli podium to come. Surely Dylan Medler will have done enough laps for him to take P3 in the podium.
Yeah.
He's done more than 75% of the race, hasn't he? Surely.
I don't know if it's 75% or 90%.
Oh, okay. In the Copa Shell Am Drivers' Championship, Gabe Harib and Michael Owens. I mean, it couldn't be closer going into tomorrow's race. You've got to promise me you're going to be here. There's a point between them.
That is going to be good.
You've got to be here.
Aspettiamo anche I nostri amici della Pirelli per completare il podio.
Here comes the Pirelli podium.
Terzo classificato Dylan Medler.
Here comes Dylan. He does
Secondo gradino del podio per Roberto Perrina.
There's Roberto Perrina.
Vincitore di gara 1 e campione 2025.
And on the top step of the podium, Massimo Perrina.
Team Ferrari of Seattle sul podio.
It's a family affair, and there they all are.
E siamo pronti per il National Anthem, inno nazionale. Grandi applausi, claps for the winners, applausi per I vincitori.
Well done to all of our drivers. Here comes Arthur then once again to do, he's had a big job this afternoon, hasn't he? 4 podiums.
I think his arm's starting to wear a little bit.
Dylan Medler, who, look, I said he's 7 foot tall. Look, he's as tall as the other two. Roberto's not a little bloke either. Here comes Roberto receiving his podium.
E per il vincitore di gara 1 e per il campione 2025
and then on the top step of the podium, Massimo Perrina.
Massimo Perrina.
Well done, Massimo. Well done, Roberto. Well done, Dylan. And well done, Ferrari of Seattle.
Sempre Arthur Leclerc e Lucio Vergani che consegna il
Lucio Vergani is here from Pirelli to present the Pirelli trophy.
Lucio Vergani che è Pirelli Activities Coordinator.
Lucio is got a new title, which I didn't quite get that. Head of the Ferrari Challenge program for Pirelli, that's for sure.
For photos and imaging from Mugello Circuit, per le immagini dal circuito del Mugello. Ok, team manager e Lucio Vergani out of the podium. The driver, wait a second, please. And now the show is not over without your battle of champagne.
Who's going to win it? There's Dylan. It was Dylan Medler. Well, I have to say, that was an awesome race from Ferrari Challenge North America. It had everything. It had weather, it had great driving, it had really, really considered driving from our drivers. And I have to say, it's been an absolute pleasure to have esports driver John Evans here. You've been a star.
It's probably the most entertaining hour of my life.
Hurry back.
Thank you
so much for watching. Ferrari Challenge North America will return tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.